The Nintendo Switch has been out for over 1.5 years now, first coming out on March 3rd, 2017. Now that we've got to know the console a little better, I thought it would be the best time to make a review about it. First, let's go over what you get in the box. You get the Nintendo Switch console, a left and a right Joy-Con controller, a charging brick to charge your console and connect to the TV. Now, this charging brick I have an issue with, but I'll go over that in a later part of the video. The Switch dock, grips for the left and the right Joy-Con, which I've never used, irrelevant, and a HDMI cable to connect to your TV or monitor. These peripherals are way better than what would come with an Xbox or a PS4, as it comes with what is basically two controllers, but the PS4 and the Xbox One S are now £220, whilst the Switch is the most expensive and least powerful console out of the three for £50 more. So what makes the Switch more appealing to consumers than something like an Xbox or a PS4? Well, you probably know by now that it's portable, and the Switch has advertised it as well. The marketing strategies of Nintendo for the Switch are the best since, well, Nintendo's never really had good marketing.
We'll make this quick.
My time's dropping fast, people.
So the Switch is not aimed as a competitor to PS4 or Xbox, it's marketed more as an accomplice. Another reason you may want to buy the Switch is because Nintendo makes the best exclusive games, and the most of them too. There are over 30 first-party games released from March 2017 to March 2018, which is an astonishing amount compared to PlayStation or Xbox's first-party games in the first year. Now let's talk specs, which I'll be honest are absolutely shit. We have a really weird quad-core ARM Codex A57. The GPU is an Nvidia Maxwell with 256 CUDA cores. That's shit. But you know, it's 256 more than your phone. It has 4GB of DDR4 RAM, clocked at 1600 MHz, 2 in the GPU and the rest in a separate module. Its internal storage right now is maxed out at 32GB, but you can obviously expand that with a micro SD card. All of these specs make the Switch a pretty crap console as a home console, but as a handheld, it is incredibly powerful. Only beaten in performance by something like a Samsung Galaxy S8 or an iPhone 8 or higher, and they are £700 plus phones and don't have anywhere as close to as many games as the Switch has. Now, let's get onto the controller, which I have to say is the worst layout of any controller on the planet. The right Joy-Con is incredibly uncomfortable even when coming from playing on a touchscreen. Like, how the hell are you meant to play like this? Also, the right Joy-Con has another issue. After you've used it for a while, it does this weird thing where it always thinks you're pushing up. Those two big design flaws makes buying a Pro controller almost a necessity. Now coming back to the reason I don't like the Nintendo Switch AC adapter, and that's because the software has locked down the Switch to only work with first-party USB cables, so you can't go to a local shop and grab a USB cable and be happy with your purchase. The other thing is that the Nintendo Switch AC adapter is 25 quid. Like, what the hell? Why does a charger have to be 25 quid? A 9/36 of the whole console's price tag. Yes, I googled that. Overall, the Switch is the best handheld console on the market, but it's not worth buying if you don't want to play Nintendo games but want to play at home. An Xbox One S or a PS4 is a way better deal as a home console. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review of the Nintendo Switch from my perspective. Like, subscribe, share the video with your friends, and I will see you all in the next one.